Hey everyone, this is Adya here. Do you know that most of the electrical engineering students, or about 90% of the electrical engineering students, they don't have the right skill set before they move into their placement process. One of the most common thing is that most of the students they think that having a degree is going to get them a job, which is not true. Companies they don't hire degrees, they hire skills. So having the right skill at the right time is going to get you placed in not only some normal company, but most of the time in a very good company. It can be an IT or it can be a core company. Now that's where my video comes in. So here today actually I'm making a video on the top 10 skills that each and every EEE student should have before they go ahead with their placement process. So watch this video till the end, because who knows, these skills might just alter your career path, and you might end up in some of the good IT companies or core companies. That was my intro. I hope you enjoyed it. And now here we move into the business end, and let's dive directly into the video. So here are the top 10 skills that every EEE student must learn before they move into their placement season. So the 10 skills are Python, DSA, Embedded, MATLAB, Power Electronics, IoT, AIML, GitHub, Communication, and Aptitude. First, we will see why these 10 skills, and then we'll move each skill by skill. So, why these 10 skills? As per a survey that was conducted in 24-25, 85% of the companies they prefer candidate with Python knowledge, and this I'm speaking for a EEE student. And there are chances that you might get more interview calls with a GitHub portfolio, that is 3 times more interview calls if you have a GitHub portfolio listed out in your resume. And 70% of EEE jobs now actually require you to have a knowledge of either IoT or AIML. And the most important thing is aptitude rounds eliminate most of the students. So if you have seen my last video, you would have known that 70% of the students they get eliminated in the aptitude round itself. So that's why I have listed out aptitude and communication as one of the most important skills that a EEE student must have. And what are the recruiters they actually want from you? Okay, and these are all based on the placement survey and my own personal experience. First thing is the technical fit. So Python, MATLAB coding is a must. Embedded and IoT projects. Now all these things, whatever I have listed out here, they have all been mentioned in my career. That is the placement roadmap also, and the power electronics basics, signal processing knowledge. Now these are the things that a student must have. Okay, that is the technical knowledge that they must process before they move into the placement. Next set is soft skills. Clear communication is very very important. Okay, GitHub profile is very important. You need to have a team collaboration where you showcase that you have done lots and lots of project as a team. It's not always about working solo, but it's also important to have a team collaboration and working with the team. And you need to have a problem solving mindset. And I don't know how you're going to mention, but you need to showcase some of the things in your extracurricular activities or any of the things where you can highlight your problem solving talent. Next is the most important thing, that is where 70% of the students they get eliminated. Now these first two, that is technical and soft skills, will come into picture only if you make it through the first round, and first round mainly depends on aptitude and reasoning. That's where quantitative ability, logical reasoning, verbal ability, and data interpretation comes into picture. Now these are the three pillars you can call, which is very important for you to get placed, and which is what basically the employers, potential employers, or the recruiters they are looking into. Okay, and you don't need to master everything overnight. Okay, focus on 2 to 3 skills deeply and show some projects and slowly work your way if you're working right from the first semester. Okay, so recruiters basically they love applied knowledge. Okay, so if you have done any certification or anything, okay, you need to show it in your projects. First skill is Python programming, a must and most demanded language in EEE placement nowadays. Why Python for EEE? Okay, automate. repetitive engineering task. You can make these things very simple, because we in triple E, okay, we have a lot of complex and complicated tasks. You can make it to work on automate mode. Okay, that is one of the advantage of working in Python. You can analyze power system data with pandas, all the graphs. Okay, and there are different kind of things that you can actually do. You can plot signals and graphs using matplotlib. Machine learning is one of the most important thing, and because of actually machine learning and Python, most of the control system related task or power system related data, okay, they have become very much easy to interpret. And you can control Raspberry Pi and IoT devices. MATLAB alternative, free and open source. If you are in a college, most of the colleges nowadays they have MATLAB working license. So you can work in MATLAB and you can integrate Python with MATLAB and also work in the control system domain. Now, the learning path I have listed out week 1 to week 12. Now, these are some of the topics that I have listed out. It is not necessary that you need to learn only these topics. You can learn various topics, because Python is a vast area and there are many more things that you can learn. But these are some of the topics that I have listed out. And once you learn a skill, it is most important for you to showcase a mini project in that area. Now, here I have given you just an example. Now, it is up to you. You can do any type of projects which involves your skill, that you can showcase that I have learned Python, and you can showcase your skill. And at the end I have listed out the free learning resources also. You can actually go ahead with any one of the resource. If you ask me, I would prefer going with the Harvard Python course, which is free, or I would say you can go for free code camp Python full course, which is a YouTube video. If you just go to their free code camp channel on YouTube, they have lots and lots of videos which are which will be very much helpful for any students who is going to prepare for placement. Skill number 2, data structures and algorithm. Now, DSA is something that most of the time students feel that this is something related with only CSE students, but no, it is a very important skill. I would say not only triple E, any student looking into IT domain must have a knowledge of DSA with it. Every company from L&T to Google will test your DSA knowledge. The core topics to learn is mainly have listed out arrays and strings, linked list, stacks and queues, trees and graph. Very, very widely asked in the interviews. Recursion is asked, sorting algorithm and time complexity. Now, these are some of the things that is very, very very high, which has a very high chance of being asked in the interview. Now, why triple E students they need DSA? A written aptitude test always include DSA. If you're going for any aptitude test that is in the first round where 70% of the students are eliminated, DSA will be included. So it is not like that DSA is only for an IT domain, but also for triple E students also. So your knowledge in DSA will be tested, and it is not something that you can master within 1 week or 2 weeks. It will require time. A minimum of 30 days required to become a beginner level in DSA. Any software company, TCS, NQT, Infosys, Wipro, they will test your DSA knowledge. And nowadays, if you are applying for core company also, if you're having a knowledge of embedded, then you will need DSA into it. And DSA will actually improve your logical problem solving also. So these are some of the reasons why a triple E student must learn DSA. And trust me, DSA is not easy. Don't think you can do it as a crash course. It will require time, sometimes more than 30 days, and you need to have a very clear mind while you're learning DSA. It cannot be done under pressure. So take your time and practice DSA as soon as possible. So here I've listed out all the free resources. Again, I've listed out free code camp. That is one of the place where you can learn all the different types of coding, and the more you practice DSA, the better you become. Just going through the video and remembering topics or theory, it is not going to help you in DSA unless you practice problems. Minimum a student should have done 150 to 200 problems on DSA before he or she can appear for placement. So, skill number 2, DSA. Skill number 3, embedded system. Now, for any triple E student or the heart of the triple E, every core company will expect you at present scenario to have a very very good knowledge of embedded system. An embedded system is basically a computer which is built inside a device, okay, to do one specific task, like a washing machine controller, car ECU, smartwatch, traffic light. And if you have to learn embedded system, then a student must have a knowledge of C programming. It is mandatory. Without C programming, you will not be able to master embedded system. Microcontrollers knowledge is very much required. Knowledge on interrupts, timers, PWM. Now, these are all included in microcontroller, microprocessor, communication systems. These are all required for you to master embedded system. And if you call yourself a triple E engineer, then you must be very good in embedded system. You cannot call yourself as a very good triple E engineer or say that I want to get a core company offer unless you are having a knowledge of embedded system with you. And projects start with very simple home automation. If you just click on YouTube and type embedded system project for home automation, you will get n number of videos. Just replicate the same project, it is more than sufficient. You need to just show to the employer or the recruiter that you have a knowledge of embedded system and you have been able to replicate it with a very small project, that is like something like home automation, smart energy meter using ESP32. You can build a line following robot using PID control. Now, all these are not something that is very difficult. Each and every project, I can assure you, while you see this video, just go to Google or YouTube and type it. You will get each and every detail right from the code. You have to just understand the code and then use it. Just don't directly copy paste it and build it, because in the interview your knowledge on these projects will be tested. So you should be well aware of how you have used the code, what is the logic behind the code. At least you need to be able to explain them the logic, only then they will believe it. Free resources, Arduino official tutorials are there, embedded system NPTEL free free courses there. When I say free, free is only for learning, but if you need a certification, you will have to pay for the examination, appear and clear the examination, only then you will be certified. So embedded system certification NPTEL is very very good. Okay, I think each and every student must go for it. So skill number 3, embedded system. Skill number 4, for every triple E student, MATLAB is something that is a very common thing. It is there for all the students. Let you may be from VTU, you may be from private university, autonomous university, or any college throughout India. Okay, if you're a triple E student, you would have used a MATLAB, maybe in signal processing or in control system subject. Okay, so if you have used a MATLAB, Simulink, then it is good, but you need to master MATLAB. Start from basic matrix operation. Go ahead with signal processing. In signal processing, you can do FFT analysis, filtering, spectral analysis of AC signals. Control systems, Bode plot, transfer function, PID tuning. This you would have done it in the lab itself, but master it. Try to use Simulink, visual block diagram simulation. Try to build small converters like buck converter, boost converter, buck boost converter, chook converter, epic converter. This will also give you a master in the or the like a better hold of power electronics related converters, wherein which if they ask you in interview, you can say that you have used MATLAB to build converters also and try to analyze it. Okay, and then you can go ahead with the power system, toolbox, image processing. Now these are all, you need not master it completely, but at least you should have used it once or twice, so that if they ask you in the interview, you can explain it to them. And I have also listed out the NPTEL tutorial for MATLAB. And there are nowadays, MATLAB is offering you free courses on their MATLAB on ramp MathWorks website. You can go there, practice it and get your certificate. Okay, and MATLAB also has its own official YouTube channel. There also lots and lots of videos are there. And if you have gone through my roadmap video, there I have given a hyperlink for the MATLAB on YouTube, where you can practice different types of converters. But MATLAB is a must. If a student is from Tribuli, please learn MATLAB. Without MATLAB, you really can't just crack the interview. MATLAB knowledge will help you so much in interview. This you will know only when you learn MATLAB and start attending the interviews. And try to integrate MATLAB with Python. It is a very very good thing. Okay, so here I also showed you a comparison of when to use MATLAB and when to use Python. For control system, MATLAB is excellent, whereas Python is good. For Simulink, MATLAB is built in, but there is no something called a Simulink in Python. Industry use, most of the core EEE companies they will use MATLAB, but whereas Python it is used in IT as well as EEE companies also. Learning curve, MATLAB is moderate, okay, but whereas Python is much easier to learn. So these are the differences between MATLAB and Python. So having a knowledge of both MATLAB and Python will take you to different places. So skill number 4, MATLAB Simulink. Skill number 5, power electronics. It is a core domain skill for a triple E student, and nowadays, power electronics it is used in EV, solar, inverters, and motor drives. And power electronics is basically the science of converting and controlling electrical power efficiently. So if you are into triple E and you don't know power electronics, then you know nothing about converting and controlling electrical power. Generating is one thing, but transferring it and controlling is another thing. A triple E student must have a knowledge of generating and transferring also. And mainly power electronics, it has a wide range of applications starting from solar inverters, EV chargers, motor drives, UPS systems, and HVDC transmission. Now here I have listed out all the topics that a student must learn in power electronics. Start from semiconductor devices. Learn about each and every semiconductor devices, switches, then go ahead with rectifiers, then slowly begin with DC to DC converters. Now these DC to DC converters you can also practice in MATLAB. Learn the design part, it is very very important, the calculations. Inverters, single phase, three phase inverters. Motor drivers, variable frequency drive, very very common question that will be asked in your core interview. PWM technique, SPWM technique. So these are some of the topics that you must learn in power electronics. So here below I have provided you all the links, and PSIM is one of the software that a student must practice while he or she is learning power electronics. So you will have two tools to highlight in your resume. One is MATLAB, the other one is PSIM. And NPTEL is also offered in NPTEL. It is good if you take this. It is not going to be easy, it is going to be difficult, but it will be a good thing to add in one of your certifications if you have it from NPTEL. So skill number 5, power electronics, a must thing. Skill number 6, Internet of Things. Now IoT is one of the areas that has been nowadays having a huge impact in the market, and in most of the universities IoT is added as a circuit building or an extra activity, or sometimes in SDP also in the first maybe second year. Okay, so but most of the time students they don't actually take IoT seriously, but they should take. What happens is when you do a hardware project, if you're able to integrate it with the IoT, that is where in your resume you can actually show your expertise in hardware as well as software area. And a student who can integrate both hardware and software, that's what actually your potential employer or your recruiter is looking for. So I think you must have a very good hand in Internet of Things, and it has a very huge job market as of now. So start with the perception, go ahead with network processing, and then for the application. And I've listed out few of the popular IoT boards starting from Arduino Uno. Price may vary. I've listed out just a generalized one. Okay, go ahead with ESP, Raspberry Pi, Node MCU. If you're able to master all the four, and if you're able to build a project using all these four different IoT boards, then I think your resume is going to have a very good weightage. I've listed out a Coursera IoT specialization, which is completely free. In the sense, like you will have to apply for student aid, write one letter, give some good reason, use Chat GPT, and upload it. Maybe within 1 week or 10 days, your complete course will be free. That is where you can learn the IoT firm, because in Coursera there is IoT specialization. It is very well thought, and you can do a full project on a smart home monitor where you can use your ESP32, which is able to read the temperature, humidity. Okay, sends the data to the cloud. You can build a Blink. You can use the Blink app and build a dashboard where it is reading all the data, and you can read all the things from your mobile phone, or a live reading you can do it. Now these are all the things that you can actually build using IoT, where thereby you can show that you have integrated your hardware project with the software. And some of the platforms that you need to learn is Blink app, okay, thingspeak.com, MQTT broker. Now that is a very good one. AWS IoT is also there. Now what I would suggest is doing small projects in each of the cloud platform, where thereby showcasing your diversified portfolio in your resumes. So skill number 6, Internet of Things. Skill number 7, AIML for engineers. Now AIML is something that is related with CSE most of the time, but if you're triple E students, I would say that triple E students have more applications in AIML than any other branch. You can do wonders with AIML. An example is myself. I have used AIML to such a level that nowadays I am using each and every electrical data that that I get, right from starting with solar irradiance. I started with solar irradiance data and small time series forecasting. Then I started with taking the data of thermal power plants and trying to optimize the cost per unit, thereby saving the amount and losses. And now I am into optimizing the plant load factor. Now all these data, they are electrical related, but what is the thing that I'm using AIML, trying to forecast, trying to optimize. Now this is very important for a student who is working in triple E domain, because power forecasting is a very important and an area where optimization comes into the picture, and you can actually do lot of things. And as of now, if a student is who's in triple E and can do forecasting of energy and do some optimization, then it is very good for his or her resume. You can do predictive maintenance of motors and transformers. This is actually a PhD area, predictive maintenance. Solar and wind power forecasting using LSTM technique. That is my area. Okay. Okay. Long short term memory. It is a very good area. And then fault detection in power grids. Now this is very important. Then smart energy management in buildings, speech and image recognition in embedded devices. Now I wouldn't comment on speech and image because I haven't worked. Smart energy management I haven't worked, but the first three, that is predictive maintenance of motors, I have done this. Solar and wind power forecasting using LSTM, I have done this. In fact, my papers are there in IEEE Digital Explorers on this. And fault detection in power grids classification, I have done this also. And with that experience, I can tell if a student is able to pull off miraculously these three things, then his base in AIML is going to be very strong. Start with a very simple thing. Start with Python, NumPy, Pandas first, week 1 to week 3. Then slowly move ahead with statistics and probability. Trust me, please watch my previous video on career roadmap. I have provided each and every link over there. Then go ahead with supervised machine learning regression model, okay, where you can learn about SVM and all. Slowly move towards neural network, and then start doing triple E projects related with power and energy production. Here I've listed out all the different free sources which you can actually go through and learn AIML for triple E. But this is one of the areas which is going to be a major player in coming days, because most of the companies who are in triple E, they will require engineers who can optimize, who can forecast. And that is where your knowledge on AIML is going to come into the picture. So skill number 7, AIML for engineers, for triple E students. Skill number 8, having a GitHub profile. If your resume has a GitHub profile link, then consider it up to 70 to 80% good enough for any company. If your resume is not having a GitHub profile link, then I'm sorry to say no one is going to consider your resume. They're going to throw it away, because as of now, unless a student is able to showcase his or her projects in GitHub, your projects are not valid. So this is something that a student should do immediately. It is like your digital resume. GitHub profiles are nothing but like your digital resume. Every recruiters will go through your GitHub profile. If you have it in your resume, be sure that they will go through it. Make a repository, make it public, upload each and every project detail that you have ever worked on from first semester till sixth semester on GitHub. For this, once again, see, this video is only for the skill set that a student should have who is in EEE domain. But if you want the detailed thing, what and all should be there in your GitHub profile, please refer my career roadmap video. It is around 1.5 hour video, 1.5 hour long video. I have explained each and everything in detail there. And this video I made only just to make sure the students at least have a knowledge of what are the top 10 skills they need to have before they move into their placement. So I can't explain in detail in this, but if you want, please comment in the please do comment, and I will sure I'll make a dedicated video on this also. Here I have listed out all the free resources which you can refer and practice and make a very good GitHub profile where you can upload all the things. But even though I have listed out here what are the steps, create your account, pin 4 to 6 projects, write readme for each and every project. A readme file should be there which will describe the projects, and I would say the student should also upload a block diagram of each project. Okay, make sure you are regularly uploading so that your green squares shows your daily activity. If you have more green squares, that shows that you are very active in uploading your projects. Okay, now these are some of the things a student should have. Okay, so there is something called as GitHub student developer pack, which is free access to GitHub Pro. Okay, so you can use Figma, Azure, and 100 plus tools also to actually make your GitHub profile look good. But I would say okay, but unless you're not having anything, having something is better. So make some projects, upload it. That is more than sufficient for you to attract a potential employer. So skill number 8, GitHub profile, a must. Skill number 9, communication skills. See, this is something that is not like everyone will teach you. Communication skills, you have to learn it. There is no marks or anything for communication anywhere. Okay, but it is something that you have to learn. Power electronics, marks is there, it is a subject. Okay, IoT, it comes under circuit building, it is a lab, marks is there. So somehow you will study here and there, some knowledge you will have on the previous skills that I have discussed with you. Nowadays AIML is also one of the soft core subjects in most of the departments, so student will learn something. But communication, no one is going to teach you. You have to learn your communication skills. Recruiters, they will reject technically strong candidates due to poor communication. So if you consider yourself having a 10 on 10 CGPA and feel that yes, I will make the cut, I'm sorry to say, unless your communication skills are good enough, you're not going to make that cut. So communication skills, it is your ability to clearly express the ideas in spoken, written, and non-verbal form. In interviews, it is often the deciding factor. I have seen students who are very good, they clear the most difficult task, that is clearing the first round where 70% of the students are eliminated. Technical round, they will clear it. But when it comes to GD, they will get rejected because communication skills are not good. Even somehow, if they clear GD, that is the group discussion, managerial round or HR round, they get rejected. One of the very common question in these rounds is that tell me about yourself. And I've seen students with 10 CGPA, 9 CGPA, 8 CGPA, toppers, very good in technical domain, lots of projects, everything that is there in the resume, they will have it. But when this simple question, like tell me about yourself is asked, I've seen student shaking. I've seen students getting nervous. They will not be able to speak even for 20 to 30 seconds. So that is how important communication is. Verbal communication. Speak clearly, confidently, to the point. Practice answering HR questions aloud every day. It doesn't mean you scream top of your voice, but something that is heard, okay, to the person who is sitting next to you or opposite to you. Written communication. Learn how to write an email. Learn how to write a covering mail. Reports, resume writing. Use clear sentences. Avoid long paragraphs. Okay, proofread always whatever you're writing. Listening skills. Most important for a student in group discussion is the listening skill, because you need to have a counter for whatever the others are speaking. So always have a very good active listening skill. Understanding before responding is very, very important. Show respect and intelligence in interview. Have a very small smile on your face while the interviewer is speaking with you. Nod your head and then you can speak. Body language. Having a eye contact is very, very important. Firm handshake, straight posture. 55% of the first impressions are non-verbal. So your dressing attire, the iron, your dress should be properly ironed, your dress should be good, a good shoes should be there. Okay, you cannot just wake up on one day in the morning and say that, oh, today I have an interview, I'm going to attend it. You need to be prepared for that particular interview. Your look is very, very important. And for this, what is the daily practice plan? Mirror practice. Anything, okay, is good in front of the mirror. So I would always give mirror practice highest marks. Stand in front of mirror, start speaking, analyze your action, analyze your expression, change your expression. That is how you can master yourself. Record yourself answering HR questions. Now for this, I have provided a link in my previous video. There is a link of a GitHub profile where it contains all the different types of questions that have ever been asked till now in almost more than 300 companies of HR interview. So you can practice those questions. Watch TED Talks. TED Talks is a very good thing. You will learn lot of new words. Observe, okay, clarity and the structure with which they speak there. Read English articles, okay, fine. Join group discussion, debate clubs in your college. That is why I say the most important thing for a student, if he wants to develop his communication skill, is to participate in extracurricular activities. The more you participate in extracurricular activities, that is how slowly your confidence will grow. You will make new friends, your network will grow, and slowly you will come out of that particular shell where you have the fear of speaking in front of maybe 5 people, 6 people, or 10 people. So participate in as many extracurricular activities as you want. Never feel that what others are going to think about you. See, first attempt might be a failure, second attempt might be a failure, third attempt might be a failure, but trust me on this, your fourth or fifth attempt will be a success one. But for that, you require that willpower in you, that no matter what others are going to say, I am going to participate. मेरे को भाई पार्टिसिपेट करना है. लोग चाहे कुछ भी बोले, आई विल पार्टिसिपेट. ಯಾವನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಅದರಿಂದ ಕಲಿತೀನಿ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆ್ಯಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಅ ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು impress anyone else. So don't give a damn about what others are going to think. You just need to work on yourself, and trust me, 4 to 5 events down the line, you're going to be a master in communication. So that was skill number 9, communication. And now we come to the last skill, aptitude and reasoning. All companies will test this. It is the first filter in placement. So that is what aptitude test filters about 60 to 80% of the student before even the technical round. Neglecting this is like not reaching the interview table at all. So if a student is not good in aptitude and reasoning, be ready, you will never get placed. Because if a company is coming to your college, the first round will be aptitude by default. Very, 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 very rare. Directly they will call for technical round. Okay, but 95% of the time, aptitude round will be there in the company. So key topics to master: quantitative aptitude, number system, HCF, LCM, percentage, profit loss, time, speed, distance, average ratios, probability, and permutations. Logical reasonings. Okay, these are the topics that I've listed here. Okay, coding, decoding, puzzles, seating arrangement, blood relation. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need to master. But aptitude as well as logical reasoning, very, very important. And for this, I will say anything but any book you can refer. But I would say first most, I will tell always RS Agarwal and MK Pandey. Now the link for both of these books I have provided in my previous video. Please do watch my previous video for the links. Now these two books you need not buy it. Okay, these are already scanned copies are available on the net. You just type it in the Google, you will get it. Okay, and India Bix and Prep Insta are also good. Okay, TCS Ions practice papers are good. But if you are really don't have any financial problems or anything, you financially well, then I would say that it is better to take Prep Insta complete package. You get a premium package for about 4 years. Okay, for 6,800 or 7,000. Okay, I'm not sure, but that's the range. You will get a 4 years of full access where you can practice each and everything. So that will be your complete uh, thing where you can practice all the different types of programming, HR interview preparation, mock interview, everything. They give a complete package, and they are good also. So if you're if you have no problem, then you can go ahead with Prep Insta also. But do keep on practicing on RS Agarwal also. And if you see company wise pattern, TCS online test is there, Infosys. Okay, so hack with Infi. So like different rounds are there, but no matter what, this particular aptitude and logical reasoning will be there. So if you have to get into a very good company, then your aptitude, logical reasoning is needs to be very good. Daily daily habit: solve 5 to 10 aptitude questions every day starting from third year. Consistency will beat your cramming. Okay, so don't see I'm only solving 5 or 10 aptitude problem. Okay भाई, नहीं होता है कोई बात नहीं, दो दो प्रॉब्लम कर लो डेली. By the end of the third year you will be a master in the aptitude and logical reasoning. बस दो दो प्रॉब्लम डेली कर लो, बहुत है. So practice daily. No matter IA is there, semester end is there, कुछ भी हो, but you need to practice aptitude logical reasoning तो करना ही है. Because no matter what you do, the first 8 skills or 9 skills whatever you've done, if you're not able to clear the first round itself, then what is the point of learning all those big skills like Python, MATLAB, AI, ML, IoT, whatever, power electronics? What is the point of learning all those skills if you're not able to clear the first round itself? Because your resume will go to the potential employer only when you clear the first round. If you're not able to clear the first round, then how will your resume go to the employer? So first thing, aptitude को strong करो, बाकी सब अपने आप हो जाएगा. Okay, so skill number 10 is aptitude and reasoning. Now, your placement preparation roadmap. Year wise action plan from first year. First year, build your base. Learn Python basics, start solving aptitude, learn C programming, because without the knowledge of C programming, there is no embedded system. Set up GitHub account. First thing, GitHub account को set कर दो first semester में ही. Do an Arduino mini projects. Okay, these are all available in YouTube. Just try to replicate. कुछ नया नहीं करना है. जो whatever it is given in the YouTube, just practice it. That's more than sufficient. Second year, go deeper. Learn DSA. People will actually make fun of me for saying that go for DSA in second year, but I'm not wrong. This is my experience in the placement with what I'm actually speaking. DSA should start from the second year itself. Learn MATLAB fundamentals. Even though control system will come for you in fifth or sixth semester, but learn MATLAB fundamentals. Do IoT projects. Okay, and push all the projects to GitHub. One project is done, all the details should be pushed to GitHub. Improve your English on daily basis. Read paper, talk to your friends, practice in front of mirror. Choose your way, but your English communication should be good. We cannot say that you're perfect. As far as I know, no one is perfect in English communication. We all make mistakes here and there while pronunciation, but your confidence should be good enough to carry you through that interview round. That is more than sufficient. Third year, apply and build. Learn AIML basics, power electronics, revision should be done. Attempt mock aptitude test, internship preparation. LinkedIn profile should be ready by your third year. Final year, minimum 100 aptitude questions per week should be your target. Practice HR and tech interviews. Polish your GitHub profile, apply to minimum 20 plus companies in the starting, and you keep one placement diary. Whenever you attend an interview, if you don't get selected, come and write what do you think went wrong. What was the questions that they asked in the interview. By the time you go to the next interview, prepare for those questions also. Even though it is not related, prepare it. So that is how slowly you will improve. Placement diary is a must. Most of the student, what, even 0.1% of the student also will never keep a placement diary. That is the mistake they are doing. This is my experience with what I'm speaking. Okay, revise all the core triple subjects. For this, what I will say is that in online you will get a gate book which has all the triple topics included in a very short form, so that will be very very good for you to do revision. Goal should be by the final year you should have 3 plus GitHub projects in your account. Python plus DSA plus embedded skills should be there. Good aptitude scores and fully ready resume with GitHub profile. Now this is what your placement preparation roadmap will look like, but for this you need to start from first year, or else it is highly impossible. Top recruiters for Triple E and what they actually expect. Now, some of the companies might not come to your college, but I would say that knowing what they require is actually good for you to prepare. And these are the domains and what are the skills they tested and key tips of how to prepare. Who knows, any one of the company might actually visit your campus. Now, as far as I know, Bosch, Amazon, okay, L&T, Siemens, Wipro, Infosys, TCS. Now these are some of the companies that most of the colleges they get. Okay, so you can, based on that, you can see the domain, what they are looking for, what are the skills that is required, and how to prepare for those companies especially. Apply to three categories. Core triple E companies is should be a first category, IT companies, and then product companies. So don't you limit yourself to one domain. Always have a backup. In my previous videos, I've told a student should have minimum 3 to 4 offers, and most of the colleges will allow you to have 3 to 4 uh, offers, because you never know. Nowadays you get placed in one company, but after you finish your engineering you're still not onboarded. It is getting delayed. So it is always good to have one backup option, and I would say not one backup option, minimum two backup options should be there for you. Only then you can clearly decide, and from wherever, whichever way you're getting a good onboarding process as soon as possible, you can go to that particular company, rather than sitting in home ideal and waiting for one company to onboard you. And sometimes they even onboard you and put you on bench, which is not good. Okay, so these are some of the target companies, their domain, skill which is required, and what are the key tips to prepare for that particular company. Now, resume and LinkedIn tips for triple E students. Personal info is a must. And then skill sections. List out all the skills that you have done. List out their projects also, what you've done. Provide the GitHub link also there. Internship and certification. Minimum 2 internships should be there. One offline internship, one online internship should be there. And all the certification, NPTEL, Coursera, Udemy, because as far as I remember, I've listed out so many certifications for each particular skills. And even in my previous video also I've listed out, a student should have minimum 6 to 7 different types of certifications in his or her resumes, so that you can upload it in your LinkedIn profile. List out all your education details. Okay, and then write something about it. Because for example, if a student, I've seen that they will update their 12th marks or whatever percentage they've got, but there is an option also to explain what you did in 11th and 12th. You can write there also, I participated in these events, so this was how my 11th and 12th was there, so I was planning to do this project. So maybe around 200 to 300 words. Use chat GPT. Okay, try to make it very compact and try to put it. That will enhance your LinkedIn profile. Projects, list out the projects, and there is something called as collaborators in project. So for example, if any of your friends have collaborated in that project, try to actually add them as collaborator. You can add your guide college professor as also one of the collaborators, so that when someone looks into your profile, it is very aesthetic and it gives much confidence to the employers when they see all these details. Also try to get one or two recommendations from your professors also in your LinkedIn profile. And whatever achievement, hackathon, paper presentation, competitions, participation certificate, also don't leave it, that also you upload it. And here I have listed out some of the free resume tools. Okay, latex is very good, you get so many templates over there. You can use any of the templates and just insert it with your details. Okay, nowadays with chat gpt, writing the code for latex is not a very difficult task, so you can do that also. But the resumes that have been built in latex, they have a very good, very good quality. Canva resume templates are there, but there some are free versions, some are paid versions. Okay, so I would say to go with the latex resume. There's one video in my YouTube channel also where I have clearly explained how to actually prepare your resume on latex. You can refer that also. And finally, the placement readiness checklist: 10 skills and only one goal to make sure that I get placed. That is very important. First is Python. Okay. Second is DSA. Third is embedded system. Fourth is MATLAB. Fifth is power electronics, IoT, AIML, GitHub profile, communication, and aptitude. Now, these are the 10 skills that every triple E student must have. So, with all these skills, I would say a student is ready to get placed. You need to start today, it is not tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. You require the skill or the mindset that says that no, I am starting right now. If you're watching this video at 11 o'clock, make sure you start at 11 o'clock itself. Start with small changes. Okay, just start with solving two aptitude questions. That will be very good. Each skill you build is going to take you one step closer to your dream job. Quick start today. Three things that you can do right now as you're watching this video: create your GitHub account. Okay, solve 5 aptitude questions, install Python, and write one script. Maybe it can be hello triple E also. But start now. That intent should be there to start now. All 10 skills that I've listed out in the above sections, it is your complete placement toolkit. Okay, but the most important thing is something that is there with you. That is your motivation and your intent to get placed. It is the intent, that how far are you willing to go to get placed. People will always give reasons: I have IA, I have this, I have record writing, I have assignment. But those people who stop giving reasons and work, they are the one who will get placed tomorrow. So your intent should be there. The more and more you waste your time watching Instagram reels, that is where you're losing out on a potential employer each second. Each second you waste, you are going to lose out on a potential employer. Now it is up to you that what is the type of the motivation that you're going to actually choose. Okay, but you need a motivation. You choose your motivation and you work like anything. You have to put in lots and lots of hard work. You're not able to sleep, no problem, don't sleep. Okay, 3 years if you work hard, wherein which sometimes if you don't sleep properly and you're working overnight, it's not going to have any bad impact on your health. You can cope up with it. You are young, you are energetic, so you have a long journey to make. But right now, this moment, that is what is required. You need to work like anything. Each and every skills, you have no idea how placement is going to be. Placement is a very difficult process. Unless you put in your best effort, unless you put in your hard work, there you're not going to get placed. Now these are some of the skills that I've listed, but if you want me to say, there are I can add another 10 skills to this. Trust me, I can add another 10 skills to this, but I have listed out only these 10 skills, which is very, very important. So the skills, it does not have a limit. You can have 30, you can have 40, you can have 50 skills before you move into the placement season, but it's up to you which skills you want to learn. So I have listed out all these 10 skills, but trust me, work hard. I always say this one quote in almost most of my videos. It is the amount of, or how big is your sacrifice, will actually tell you what is going to be your achievement. If you need to be very, very great, or if you need something very great, or if you need to have a very good, very big achievement, then that is the that much big sacrifice you need to make for yourself. Only then you can achieve bigger things in life. So if you're not able to sacrifice small things for learning these 10 skills or preparing for your placement, which is going to come in a few years, then I don't think you will achieve or go anywhere in life. So work hard, work consistently, don't think what others are going to think, work in silence. And then when you get placed, that is when you can make a lot of noise. But minimum 3 offers is a must for triple E student. These are very simple things, very simple things, small changes in life. If you make, you will learn all these 10 skills. Work hard with the right intent and you will get placed. Now I'm not worried about those students who are self-motivated. I'm only worried about the students who have no knowledge of this. And with my this video, if even one or two students is actually going to get benefit out of it, that is more than sufficient for me. I don't want thousands of students to get benefit out of my video. Even if one or two students, if I'm able to motivate and they get help out of this video and they get placed, that is more than sufficient for me. So these are the top 10 skills. So next, I'm planning a video on the complete comparison between IT domain and core domain, where you will be in a much better position to decide which domain you need to select, IT or into core, because this is one of the things that is there with triple E students. They're always confused, shall we go for IT domain or for core domain? So I'm going to make a complete dedicated video on this comparison also, which will help you to decide in a much better way. But as of now, these are the 10 skills that you need to have. Go through each and every skills, sit calmly and try to think which skill that you need to start, and make sure by the time you move into placement, you are perfectly good in all these 10 skills. And trust me, I assure you, you will be the first one to get placed in a very good company. If you have any queries, any concerns, please do comment or contact me. I'll be always there to help you. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end.